Hello my friends, coming at you today from Cape May. I'm about to check something off my bucket list here, and that's to go whale watching. I didn't realize it until not too long ago that you can actually do that in New Jersey, and because of the way it's shaped, with the big tip at the end, this state has a very special type of ground that apparently there's a lot of humpback whales and finback whales and some other rarer types of whales that maybe we'll see, but there's definitely going to be dolphins, so I invite you to come along on this adventure. Everybody's kind of boarding right now. It looks like it's going to be pretty crowded, but I'm doing the Cape May Whale Watcher, and I see over here they have like things so you can have some assistance here if you have never done this before, and maybe you guys can follow along if we're lucky enough to see some humpbacks. I would love to see that bubble cloud feeding, but there's kind of the rest of the things that would identify them, especially the tail. They have those little like tips on the end. I know they have something that they're called, but I'm forgetting it right now. That's one way to identify them. Meanwhile, further on down here we have the finback whales, and they don't have anything really helping me how to identify them. I know they're very large though, and I believe these are one of the two are baleen and the other one is tooth, if I remember right. I was wondering what kind of amenities they would have. It looks like a full bar, like a full-on snack bar with some taps on it, and then some restrooms over on that way, and some ice cream, and lots of fixings here. That is good to see, because this whole thing is like 2.5 hours or so, but really nice, and they have souvenirs here too. All right, look at them go. And up here there is a second level where kind of everyone is. I think I'm probably going to stick to like somewhere on the rim of the first one, so I can kind of be almost at water level or as close to water level as I can be.
Dead ahead of us, several bottlenose dolphins, all working from left to right currently here, some swimming right at the boat. There's Flipper. Diving underneath the bow pulpit currently here. Now believe it or not, we've been photo identifying dolphins here in Cape May for around the last 25 years. And what we've learned about our dolphin friends, we've learned the same dolphins. They return here year after year after year. Now when a female dolphin goes to give birth for the first time up ahead right side, back on the surface here, both sides here. When she goes to give birth, she's going to be assisted in that birthing process by, for lack of a better phrase, a midwife. The midwife is there to assist in all aspects of the birthing process and to take over calf-rearing responsibilities if anything were to happen to the mother dolphin. After a female dolphin gives birth, her first act as the new mom will always be to kick her calf to the surface for their first breath of fresh air. And after that, she's going to become the teacher, and she will teach her calf for another 12 months all the ways of the dolphin world.
don't know how well I'm being picked up right now, but I had to put my hat on like down and tight in it as much as possible because the wind is ridiculous. But wanted to check in after seeing all of the dolphins. The bottlenose dolphins that were hanging out in the bay was amazing to see. I have no idea how the footage looks because it is really hard with the motion of the boat to kind of keep everything steady, but tried my best. I'll know what the footage looks like when I get home. But next up, we're moving further out, hopefully to see something larger. Fingers crossed. This is the thing that is the most not guaranteed. Whereas I overheard them say that the bottlenose dolphins, they kind of hang out there all summer. That's like their summer home basically until they go wherever they go elsewhere. But I saw some babies that were like underneath the flippers of their mothers and like surfacing, like they probably just learned how to breathe, like they were itty bitty. It was so cool to see that in person versus say like at SeaWorld where, you know, they're in their little box and they got to do tricks and stuff. They only have a lifespan of like 5 years, so like it's nice to see them out in the wild versus, you know, what we typically are able to see them more readily. It's just a completely different experience. So we went pretty far out there into like the shoals where the food that the whales typically feed on. We went all around that area and sadly came up empty. But they were saying that sometimes you don't see whales, but you see dolphins, or vice versa. Sometimes you don't see anything at all, and that's just kind of how it is with this. So I'm still kind of like checking this off, but I really would love someday to see a whale in the wild. Otherwise, I had a terrific time. I feel very fortunate to have been able to see the bottlenose dolphins, but I am realizing that I have seen dolphins in Miami just randomly popping up in the bay when I went to the Frost Museum. So this was way more intense than that, than like the random dolphin popping up and just coming to say hi and seeing the babies and like how the mothers interact with them and stuff. That was amazing. And then I saw some nests that were pretty cool, some parasailing, like it was fun. I'm really glad I did this, and if I have time I would love to try to do this again, but we'll see what's in store. We're doing this in my car because it is getting toasty, and I spent a very long time in the sun today. It was about 2.5 hours, maybe almost 3, somewhere in between there. Parking, total nightmare. I'm in a different parking lot right now, which is close to like, I guess where the locals launch their boats, smaller boats. But the parking that's included with the tour that you get, it's a mess, and everybody's stacked on top of each other. And I saw that there's another excursion happening, and they were all occupying like slightly different places, but you're gonna end up, once you come back, playing Tetris and waiting a while for your car depending on how early you got in. So yeah, watch out for that. Otherwise, not too many other negatives that I can think of. Whoever the captain was very knowledgeable, shared a lot of things about just the general area, and it was super cool to learn more about, you know, Cape May and just this area, because Wildwood isn't too far away either. You're at the tip of New Jersey, and it's pretty cool. I don't think I've been here before, unless I came when I was little and totally forgot about it. Ospreys, saw a bunch of those. I saw parasails, and the Coast Guard apparently is like a big deal down here. This is where if you join the Coast Guard, you come down here to do like your basic training, basically. And I had no idea about that. It's so funny, like you learn things like this that are about your home state that you've been here all your life. Like, I don't know whether to be embarrassed or just glad that I finally learned it. But all that being said, I would love to do this again if I have the time. Definitely a wonderful way to spend a morning. And let me know what you guys think. Have you been on a whale cruise or whale watching, dolphin, any of those things? Have you gone to watch the water animals, the water mammals? What I already forgot what umbrella they're all under, but let me know down below if you guys have participated in something like this, because it was a lot of fun for me. A challenge, to be sure, especially with the boat going up and down to try to get photos and video footage. That was something else. But anyway, came up short on the whales, but had a blast watching the dolphins, and I'm kind of riding high right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and I hope you go make your own adventure. Bye.